everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing something a little bit different and we are going to be comparing school and university. Now this is a video that I would have found so very useful in the months leading up to going to university, so that is why we're filming this today. But before I do get into the video, I just want to make clear that I am talking from personal experience here, and I've only been to 2 schools in Scotland and 1 university in Scotland. This could be a little bit different if you are in like Mexico or something, I don't really know. So just keep that in mind. I imagine a lot of these facts will be the same, but let's just get into it. The first area that I found to be very different is subjects. Now obviously this one kind of goes without saying, but university has a lot more subject choice than a regular high school or secondary school. And obviously that's because there are only so many teachers and resources that you can get into a high school compared to a university. But just keep that in mind when you're thinking about what you want to study, because there are so many options. If you like biology, you can go down so many different routes of biology at university. And kind of a secondary point to that is you can study what you choose to study. University is not like high school in the sense that you have to do English and maths and you need to choose one language and one science and one social science and tick all these boxes. You literally have free reign to choose what you want to study and to study it for yourself. And because you're not studying 8 different subjects like you would be at school, you get to go into a lot more depth and detail. And remember, you're studying this one subject for 4 years. It's not just like you do it for a year and then choose another subject. So keep that in mind. The subject that you choose to study at university goes into a lot more depth, lasts a lot longer, but that brings a lot more of the old knowledge. And on to discussion point number 2, teaching. The teaching is extremely different from school and university, and I'd say this is probably where it differs the most, I'm not going to lie. In school, it is very much a classroom setting. Students at desks, teachers at the front of the class. The teacher will teach you something new, give you some exercises to work through, and it just goes back and forth like that. If you've got a question, you can pop your hand up, you can get it answered, and you move from class to class doing different subjects 5 days a week. University is a little bit different. So you may know, you may not, I'm going to explain from the beginning. University teaching is kind of split into kind of 2 sections. So first off, there are lectures, which is, I don't know, I feel like this is what's portrayed most in movies and TV programs. This is when your full course will go into a massive lecture theatre. It's normally tiered just for ease of functionality, and a teacher, a lecturer, a professor, a PhD student, anyone will stand at the front of this lecture theatre and talk at you for around 50 minutes. This is very much a passive learning experience, and it's been proved that lectures aren't the best way to teach because it is just information getting thrown at you for 40 minutes constantly. But at a university, when there's that many students studying that many different subjects, it kind of has to be done. And I feel like lectures are about getting the initial knowledge over in the first place for you to then build on and work on. And you build on and work on this knowledge in tutorials. Now I know at my uni these can be known as tutorials, workshops, labs, anything like that. And basically these are just a more intimate, active way of learning. So instead of your full course being in the one room at the one time, it's a lot more spread out and split up. My tutorial groups tend to be like 20 people, so you get a lot more like contact time with your tutorial leader. It's a lot more student led, you bring the questions, and it's just a time to stop and discuss what you've learned, bring up anything new that you've, I don't know, read about. So I feel like where university has passive learning and active learning in 2 different environments, I feel like classrooms kind of mix that up a little bit in each different class. So you're still getting the 2 elements of teaching, they're just separated into different time slots and different buildings at university. Now on to something that I feel like might be an interest to a lot of you. I know this is one thing that I was worried about coming to uni, and that is the difference in workload. Now I'd say the difference in what you're expected to do is not actually that much, it's more of a difference in the way that you're expected to do it. In school, the bulk of your learning is done in class. You have a few bits of homework to do here and there, but basically what you're learning is done in school hours. At university, this differs quite a bit. It is 100% expected that you will do about double what you will do in university in your free time. Now, per subject, the average student will have about 3 or 4 hours of contact time a week, and that's the time that you spend in university doing work on a specific subject, but you're then expected to do way more at home. And that's where the other difference comes. If you don't do that work at home because you can't be bothered, or you've gone out the night before and you're not feeling the best the next day, and you are running late and you're going to miss a deadline and you don't get your stuff handed in on time, no one's chasing you up for that. At school, if you miss a test or don't hand in an essay, your teacher will be on your back trying to get that essay out of you, because ultimately the grade that you get reflects their teaching. Whereas at university, no one's chasing you up on things. Everybody is expected to be responsible for their own life, and at the end of the day, a lecturer of 300 students is not going to be chasing up one student for one essay. You'll just get kicked out. And that is why you need to be organised. Another difference in workload I've noticed is a lot of the work is reading based. In school, a lot of what you were doing and what you were learning was all task based. There was different worksheets and different textbooks and different assignments to do. Whereas at university, the bulk of your time should be spent reading. And as someone that is the worst reader in the world, I literally take about 3 hours to read a 10-page article. It's honestly disgusting. I don't know how I manage it, but I spend a lot of my time trying to get through endless piles of reading. It's horrible. But yes, mini breakdown over. A lot of what you're expected to do at university is reading, and the resources that you need to read, a lot of it you have to find yourself. There's no teachers handing out different things here, there and everywhere to get done for a certain time. At university, you get told what you need to do, when you need to do it for, and then it's up to you to go to the library, to search online to find those different books or articles for you to do. So yeah, it's fun. And moving on to the fourth and final difference that we're going to chat about today, and that is lifestyle. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about today, the first thing that came to my head in this lifestyle category is independence. When you're at university, you're expected to be independent, whether that is in work, whether that is looking after yourself, whether that is handing things in on time, or whether that is time management, anything like that. It is your problem. When you start university and you have your week of introduction lectures, I could honestly guarantee that you will hear the words, "You are adults here, this is not school anymore," anything along those lines, way more than once. So I feel like when going to university for the first time, you need to be prepared to hike your socks up, get your head in gear, take responsibility for your own actions and your own work. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's a lot easier when you do move out, because you're immediately in the zone of, I am my own person now, things have changed. Whereas when you're at home, I feel like it could be a bit easier just to blame it on your parents or your siblings or something like that. And the final thing that I'm going to talk about today is another lifestyle change that kind of went by without me noticing it, but now reflecting on it, I realise that it is most definitely a lifestyle change, and that is there is much less of a divide between your weekdays and your weekends. When you're at school, there's a definite 5 days weekday, 2 days weekend divide, and I feel like people really stick to that, whereas at university they all just kind of merge together. If you've not got your work done in time, the weekend is just like any other Monday morning. I feel like part of the reason for this is because a lot of university cities really thrive on student nights during the week. So I can honestly say that I could count on one hand the amount of times I've been out in Aberdeen on a weekend. During the week, going out is so much cheaper, whether that is going out for food, going out for drinks, going out clubbing, anything like that. It is so much cheaper to socialise during the weekdays, which means that the weekend then becomes work related. I don't know, it's very hard to explain. There's not the divide of Monday to Friday is schoolwork, the weekend is free time. It's very much a big mixture of both, but to be honest, I actually quite enjoy it. Yeah, it all becomes just a bit mad here, but mad in the very, very best way. And I feel like that is the best place to end. I've really enjoyed just sitting here chatting about like my school and uni experiences, and see, when I was just like thinking of all these little differences, it was very like nostalgic. I really enjoyed it. If you guys are at university and you can think of any like different weird changes that have happened, let me know down below, because I'd love to get your perspective on what you think is different between school and uni. If you are at school thinking of going to university, I hope learning about some of these differences has like got you thinking a little bit. And if you are thinking about going to university in the next year, do let me know down below in the comments where you're going, what you want to study, because I would love to know. So I'm going to leave this video here because I actually need to make my way to uni in like 10 minutes. So thank you very much for watching. Hope that you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I will see you again very, very soon. Bye! Mwah.